Welcome back to the Fell Engine project, where I'm building a 3.5 inch gauge live steam locomotive to my own drawings. On this episode I begin work on the traction system, making the horn blocks, which will support the axle boxes. If you're wondering what I'm talking about with the traction system, check out the link in the top right hand corner for the episode, How Does a Fell Engine Work? The first job is to cut out some material using the horizontal bandsaw. I'm using some 12mm flat bar offcuts. Over at the mill, I start by clearing any chips away from the vise. This is followed by installing a parallel and then the part. An ER32 collet is then set up for the cutter. One thing to note when using ER collets is they clip into the nut, so the collet is flush with the bottom of the nut. I square the part and cut it to size using a 14mm roughing end mill. Once the first cut's complete, the part is rotated with the cut face located against the fixed jaw. This is repeated until all sides are machined. Once the part's at final size, it's time to switch out the roughing end mill for a standard end mill. This will provide a smooth cut as I machine the inside of the angle. Final side is machined, allowing some additional material for the horn blocks to be machined in place after they're complete. This will ensure they're parallel and in line with the frame. The inside of the angle is then cut out with a little additional material in the bottom to avoid hitting the vise. This will be machined out in the next process. At this point I rotate the part and then use a ball end mill to make the final internal cut. This provides a nice radiused internal corner. With the inside of the angle complete, it's time to head over to the bench, cut the part into its final length. I started by machining these in pairs to make the machining faster. Once it cut to length, I clean up one end with a hand file. This end of the part will get located against a stop in the next process. Then it's back to the mill, where with the part located against the stop, I machine it to final length. This ensures each of the parts are the same length. With the parts to length, it's back to the bench to clean up the end, deburring it and adding a small radius to the corner using a file. Now is probably time to mention I'm making 16 of these, with 4 vertical axles, having 8 axle boxes and requiring 2 each. The next job is to drill all the holes. To do this I need to zero the digital readout on the corner of the vise. To do this I use a wiggler, which I run at low RPM and centre with a pencil. The spindle is then stopped and the centre used to locate the edges visually. This corner will now be the reference point for all my holes. I also set up a stopper for the parts. This ensures they're all located in the same place. I use a spotting drill to drill the centre mark, followed by a 2.5mm drill to suit my M2.5 screws. The holes are located with the digital readout and the Y-axis locked. With the holes complete, the parts are ready for installation. Screw the horn blocks into place using M2.5 hex screws. As you can see, the build stand's already coming in handy. I should have built it sooner. If you haven't seen how the build stand was built yet, I'll pop a link up in the top right hand corner. As you can see, there's a lot of screws to go in. I knocked over most of a bag of 50 by the time I have them all fitted. I removed the bottom horizontal frame member to install the internal horn blocks. Now's a good time to mention I'm going to try and machine the horn blocks in place. I'll do this in a future episode, as first I need to locate a long enough end mill which will reach the top and bottom horn blocks at the same time. Once all the horn blocks are located, I refit the bottom horizontal frame member. It's about now with all the screws in that I realise that the horn blocks on the top plate are upside down and should have been mounted on the underside of the plate. Oh well, there's a job for another day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Catch you next time.